Hello everyone, my name is Prem Wankhede and I am first year BTech student at IIT Roorkee. So today I will be presenting my mini project that is C++ banking system. So basically this project is a small version of how real bank works but made using C++ programming language. So let's start. So first of all, what is C++ banking system? A banking system in simple words means a program that helps to manage bank account digitally. Like in real life, when we open a bank account, we can deposit money, withdraw money, or transfer money to someone else, right? Similarly, this C++ program does the same things but through the code. So using this program, a user can create an account, set a PIN, log in securely, also deposit, withdraw or transfer money, and even can see transaction history also. So basically it is like a mini banking portal but created using C++. So the main aim of this project is to build a simple, secure and user-friendly banking system using C++ concepts. So I wanted to use this project to understand and apply object-oriented programming like classes, objects and file handling. And and one more thing that I made sure that this project uses only basic loops and conditions. No complex functions, no external libraries, just simple and clean logic. So basically this project helped me to understand how real world applications can be built using only the basics of C++. So next, account management features. Now let's see what features the user gets in this system. So when the user runs the program, they can create a new account by entering the name, Aadhaar number, phone number, account type and initial deposit. Then user can set a 4-digit PIN for security and they can log in using their account number and PIN. User can perform actions like deposit, withdraw or transfer money to another account. Also they can also view their transaction history and account details. And if the user forgets their PIN, there is a forget PIN option where they can reset it using Aadhaar or phone verification. So like in a real banking app, the user can do everything safely and easily. So now next. So now let's talk about the structure of the code. So first of all, in this code I have used three header files: hashtag include iostream, hashtag extreme, hashtag stream. And then this program contains two main classes: bank account class and banking system class. And then main function, that is the entry gate of the program where the program starts. Now let's see the header file more clearly. Yes. First, hashtag include iostream, that is input output stream. So this header file is used for input and output operations. It allows used to use cin, cout and endl. That means we can take input from the user and display output on the screen. And then hashtag include fstream. This header file is used for file handling. It helps us to write data into a file and read data from a file so that permanent storage of information becomes possible. And then hashtag include stream. So this header file is used to handle string data such as names, phone number and Aadhaar number. So we can easily store and manage text based information in the program. Next, bank account class. So this class represents a single customer's bank account. That means for every user, one bank account object is created which stores all their personal and financial details. The main purpose of this class is to handle all the operations related to a user's account, such as creating an account, depositing money, withdrawing, transferring funds and checking balance and etc. Then data members. So data members are the variables that store account related information like int used to store integer values like account number. Then string is used to store text values like name, phone number, Aadhaar number, PIN, account type. Then double is used to store decimal values like balance. Then string transaction 100. So this is an array of strings that stores the record of up to 100 transactions for one account. And then int trans count. So this keeps track of how many transactions have been done so far. And then member functions like create account, it creates a new account for customer. Then verify pin with option, so it verifies user's pin. Then deposit, withdraw, transfer, it handles money transactions. Then save to file and load from file, user for file handling. So this class is like a blueprint for each customer. Whenever a new user creates an account, one object of this class is created. Next, banking system class. The banking system class acts like the manager of the entire bank. It controls all the customers' accounts and handles every operation at the system level. So inside this class there is an array of bank account objects, which means it stores all the customers' bank account in one place. And the data members keep track of overall system details like total account count. So it keeps the account of how many account have been created in total. Then next account number, so it stores the next available account number, which starts from 1000 and increases with every new account created. So next, member functions. So these functions manage the flow of the banking system. That is, first, main menu. This is the main screen of the program from where the user can create a new account, login or exit. Then login. Login verifies the PIN account number entered by the user. Then account menu. Once the user log in, this menu shows all available options like deposit, withdraw, transfer, check balance, etc. Then save to file and load from file. So these are used to store the account data into a file and retrieve it back whenever the program is reopened. This ensures permanent storage of all bank records. Then next, program flow. So when the program starts, it loads all saved account data from the file. Then main menu appears, create account, login and exit. If the user select create account, they are asked to enter their personal details like name, Aadhaar number, phone, and once done, their account is automatically created and saved in the file. If the user selects login, then they have to enter the account number and PIN. If the PIN is correct, the system opens and the account menu displays like deposit, withdraw, transfer, check balance, view transactions, change PIN, account details and logout. And finally, when the user chooses exit, the program saves all updated account data permanently into the file, so that the next time the program runs, everything is restored exactly as before. So next, so in this project I have mainly used two types of functions, void function and bool function. So first, what is void function? The void means nothing, so void function does not return any value. So it performs an action or execute a task without giving any output back to the caller. So I have used a void function in places where only an action was needed, no calculation or no result had to be written. For example, in deposit, it adds money to the account, and withdraw, it deducts money from the accounts. Show details, it displays the account information. And then save to file, saves data permanently to a file. All these functions just perform tasks, so I declared them as a void because they don't return any value. Then bool function. So what is bool function? So the bool means boolean, which means the function can return only two values, true or false. So I used the bool functions wherever the conditions or verifications are required. For example, verify PIN or verify PIN with option. This check whether the PIN entered by the user is correct or not. If the PIN is correct, it returns true. If the PIN is wrong, it returns false. So basically, void functions perform actions and bool functions make decisions by checking whether something is true or false. Yes. Then next, yes, functions for validation. Is digit. So let's talk about the is digit function. So I have used this function to validate the user's input. For example, when the user enters their phone number, Aadhaar number or PIN, I wanted to make sure that the input contains only digit up to 0 to 9 and no letters or special symbols. So the isDigit function helps check exactly that. Now let's understand it line by line. So bool isDigit constant string yes. So this is a boolean function which means it returns either true or false. The parameter constant string and yes means the function takes a string input like the user's Aadhaar number or phone number, and since it is written as a constant, the function cannot modify that string. It can only read it. Then comes the loop for character C and string S. This means for every character inside the string S, take one character at a time and store it in variable C. So basically this loop checks each character one by one from the user's input. And if the loop completes fully, that means every character was digit, then function finally returns true. So in simple words, isDigit returns true if the string contains only numbers and returns false if there is any letter or any special character. So now the next function is length function. This is a string function that tells us how many characters are present in a string. So basically length is used when you want to check the size or length of the user's input. Yes. So next functions for transactions. Add transaction, and next is string function. So the add transaction function is small but very important function in our program. Basically it helps us to maintain a transaction history which the user can view later. So let's try to understand the code. So here the parameter T is a string that contains the transaction message. That is, for example, deposited 5,000 or withdrawn 2,000. Then if trans count less than 100. So here we are checking that the transaction array is not full. Trans count keeps track of how many transactions have been stored. So if it is less than 100, we can add a new transaction. Yes. And then stored transaction trans count plus is equal to T. So this line stores the new transaction messages in the array. And the trans count plus, it means after storing a transaction we increase the counter by 1. This ensures that the next transaction will be stored in the next position in the array. So I call this function after every major operation like create account, deposit, withdraw, transfer. Yes. So basically whenever the user performs an action, a new transaction message is automatically added using add transaction. So in this way the program always maintains a complete and accurate transaction history for each account, which help user can view later. So next function is toString function. So basically it converts numbers to string. For example, when we want to write deposited 5,000, so the number 5,000 is converted to a string using toString function. Then next, file handling. Yeah. So when we run our banking system, all the user accounts and transactions are stored in the computer's memory, basically in the RAM. But as soon as we close the program, all this data is lost. Yes, to solve this problem, I used file handling so that all the data is permanently saved. In this way, the next time program runs, all previous accounts and transactions are stored automatically. So in this project, file handling mainly uses two functions. One save to file and another is load from file. So let's start with save to file. Yes, so in bank account class, this function writes the data of a single account to a file. It takes an offstream parameter. This is offstream parameter. It takes an offstream parameter, which means it uses an already open file stream to write data. Then it writes all the account details in one line, separated by commas like account number, comma, name, comma, phone number, comma, PIN, etc. And finally it adds a new line in the file so that each account is stored in the separate line. And then in banking system we save all the accounts. So basically when we save all accounts, we first open the file using offstream, that is offstream out file account.txt. If the file doesn't exist, it is automatically created. Then we loop through all the accounts in the system. For each account we call accounts.save to file out file. So in this way each account writes its own data and the system saves all the accounts together. Finally we close the file through out.close. This ensures that all the data is safely saved and there is no corruption. So basically when the program ends, this function ensures that all the accounts and transactions are permanently stored. Now the next function is load from file. So this function reads the file line by line. So this function is reads the file line by line and restores all account details into the program. So when the program starts, this function creates a variable field equal to 0, first of all, which tells us which piece of data we are reading, like account number, name, phone, balance, and so on, and reads characters one by one into a temporary string value until it finds a comma. Once a complete value is collected, it assigns it to the correct variable using a stoy function and stored functions. For example, field equal to 0 assigned to account number, then field equal to 1 assigned to name, then 2 Aadhaar, then 3 phone, and so on. After storing each field, it clears value and increment field by 1. Then in banking class, so basically we open the file for reading using if stream. In file dot account dot text. So then we call account dot load from file. So this reads the data from the file and restores the account. Finally we add this account to the system array. Account plus plus is equal to account. So this process repeats after every account in this file. So basically when the program starts, all previous accounts and transactions are automatically loaded, just like a real banking system. So the purpose and importance of this load from file and save to file, that ensures all data is permanent. Even if the program is closed or restarted, no account or transaction is lost. So this is why I consider these two functions are the backbone of my project, because they allow the user system to remember everything, making it behave like a real world banking application. So let's see the coding part now. So firstly we have included all the required libraries such as IOStream, FStream, and string, and then using namespace standard. Also we define a global constant, that is constant int max account equal to 100, that is it limits the number of accounts in the bank. Then next we have class bank account. So this class represents a single account in the bank. So inside the public section I have declared all the data members, that is integer account number, string name, Aadhaar, phone, then double balance or etc. Then I have created a simple constructor. So this constructor just initializes balance and transaction count to 0 when a new account is created. Then next function is digit function. So as we discussed it earlier, this function simply checks if all the characters in a string are digits or not. If any character is not between 0 and 9, it returns false, otherwise it returns true. Then next function is add transaction function. So it simply adds a new transaction to the array, and if the limit of 100 is reached, it shows warning message, that is it shows transaction limit reached. Then another function is create account function. So I start with the void create account function. So it takes the account number as an argument. Then I assign that number to the account, and then scene.ignore used to clear the input buffer before taking the string input. Next, I print enter full name as per Aadhaar and take the full name using getLine scene.name. Now validation starts from here. So while loop keeps running until we get a valid phone number. So inside it, I enter a 10-digit phone number and take input in phone and check its length and digit. It breaks if valid, else it shows invalid phone number. Similarly for Aadhaar number, it asks for 12-digit Aadhaar number and check its length and digit. It breaks if valid, else it shows invalid Aadhaar. Similarly for PIN also. And then we ask for the account type. So we ask the user to enter account type, and then if the account type is either saving or current, it breaks, else it shows invalid account type, enter saving or current. And then last loop asks for the initial deposit. So I have given the condition here, the initial deposit must be greater than 1000. So if balance greater than 1000, it breaks, else it shows minimum deposit is 1000. And once all inputs are valid, I add add transaction, and finally display a success message that account created successfully. So in this way account is created. Now another function is verify PIN with option. So it starts with bool. This means function will return either true or false. So inside it I create a string variable, string enter, and then ask user to enter a PIN. The next I check the entered PIN matches the actual PIN. If it matches, then it returns true. If it doesn't matches, then it prints wrong PIN. Option 1 try again, on option 2 forget PIN, and ask user to choose an option. Then I take a input in option. Now if option equal to 1, the function call itself again, that is verify PIN with option. And if option equal to 2, then it calls forget PIN option and return false. And finally if none of the condition matches, it just return false by default. Then next, forget PIN option. So it starts with void. It means it doesn't return anything. So inside it I declare two strings, string Aadhaar and string phone. So then I ask the user to enter the Aadhaar and then see in Aadhaar. Next I ask for the phone number and then see in phone number. Then I check if the entered Aadhaar number or phone number matches the account details or not. If they matches, I declare a new string, that is string new PIN. And by using the while loop is used to set a new 4-digit PIN. I ask user to set a new 4-digit PIN, then see in new PIN. If the new PIN length is 4 and all are digits, then it break, else it prints invalid PIN. And after a valid PIN is entered, I assign it to a PIN, and then it prints PIN reset successfully, please log in again. And if the Aadhaar number and phone number doesn't matches, it simply prints verification failed. So this function handles the forget PIN scenario securely by verifying Aadhaar and phone number. Then next is check balance. So it starts with void, that it doesn't return anything. It first calls verify PIN with option. So this means if the PIN is wrong, the function stops here, and if the PIN is correct, then the function prints current balance. The next is void deposit. Yes. So it verifies the PIN first, and declare the double amount variable. Then ask user to enter a deposit amount. Then it see in the amount and check the amount entered is less than equal to 0 or not. if it is less than equal to 0, so it prints invalid amount. uh, otherwise otherwise balance otherwise it otherwise it adds the amount to the balance. And then it records the transactions, and finally it prints deposited successfully. Then next, void withdraw. So void withdraw, so withdraw function. So similarly, this also first check verify with pin, then declare a double amount variable, then ask user to enter withdraw amount, then see in amount, and it checks that amount entered is less than equal to 0 or greater than balance. If it is, then it prints invalid amount and return. Otherwise it subtracts the balance from the amount. It subtracts the amount from the balance and record the transactions, and finally it prints a successful message, withdrawn amount. Then a transfer function. So it takes another account as a reference. Firstly, if it verifies the pin, then declare a variable double amount, then ask user to enter transfer amount, and then it checks if amount less than 0 or amount greater than balance. If it is, then it prints invalid amount and return. So it prints invalid amount and return. Otherwise it subtract the amount from this account's balance and add the amount to the recipient account's balance, and record the transaction in both the accounts, and finally print a successful message, transfer is done. Then change pin function. So firstly it verifies the pin, and so this part is similar to what we saw in previous functions, so let's skip it. Then void show details. So first it verifies the pin, and then it prints account details such as account number, name, phone number, Aadhaar number, type, and balance. And then next is show transactions. So it starts with void. That returns no value, and then it verifies the pin, and then it prints the transaction header, and next it uses a for loop to display all transactions. Here for loop is used to display all the transactions. Then save to file. So we have seen it earlier. This function saves all the account data and transactions to a text file. Then load from file. So this function is also discussed earlier, so let's skip it. So now we have the banking system class. So inside it I declare an array of bank account objects. So this stores this array stores all the accounts in the bank. Then I have two integers, int account count equal to 0 to keep track of how many accounts have been created, and next int next account number, that the account number for the next new account. And then in public section I have the constructor banking system. So this constructor automatically loads all the saved accounts from the file. So when the banking system starts, we can continue with existing account. Then void saved file. So it opens a file called account.txt using offstream. Then it loops through all the created accounts, and finally it closes the file with out.close file. This function saves all accounts permanently to the file, and then load from file. So it opens the same file account.txt file, but through the if stream, using if stream, and it reads the file line by line. For each line it loads the account using account account count dot load from file, and then finally it closes the file with in dot close. The next is the main menu function. So it starts with while loop. So menu keeps showing until the user chooses to exit. So it prints bank name, that is Unity Bank of India, then create account, login account, exit, and enter choice. Then take input as integer choice. If the user chooses 1, so first is check if the bank account has reached its limit. If if account count greater than maximum account, if yes, so print bank limit full and continue. Otherwise it calls create account function. And if the account is created successfully, it increases account count and next account number, and save all the accounts to the file using save to file. If the user chooses 2, then it call login function. If the user chooses 3, then print a thank you message and save accounts to the file and break the loop, and the loop is break. If the user enters any other number, print invalid choice. Then next is login functions. So it starts with asking the user for the account number. So int account number, int account number, enter account number. Then I declare a pointer, bank account pointer. So I'll loop through all accounts to find matching account number. So if no account is found, print account not found and return. Otherwise verify the PIN using verify PIN with option. If the PIN is correct, call account menu to open the account menu. And then if the PIN is wrong, print login failed. Next is the account menu. So it starts with the while loop. So the account menu keeps showing until the user chooses to log out. So then it prints the menu, account menu, check balance, deposit money, withdraw money, transfer money, change PIN, account detail, transaction history, log out, and enter choice. So take input in integer choice, C in choice. If choice equal to 1, then it calls check balance function. If choice equal to 2, then it calls deposit function. If choice equal to 3, it calls withdraw function. Then if choice equal to 4, it asks for the recipient account number and find the recipient account in the array. If it is founded, then it call transfer account function. Else it prints recipient account not found. And then if choice equal to 5th, so it calls change PIN function. If choice equal to 6, it calls show details function. If choice equal to 7, it calls show transaction function. And if choice equal to 8, then it is log out. So so if choice equal to 8, so it is log out, and if the user enters an invalid option, then it print invalid choice. Finally, we have the main function. It starts with the banking system bank. This creates a banking system object which automatically loads all existing account from the file because of the constructor. Then we call bank.mainMenu. This starts the main menu of the banking system, allowing the user to create account, login or exit, and finally return 0, so that the program ends successfully. So now let's run the code and see how it works. So let's run. Yeah, so as you can see now, it displays bank account, bank name, that is Unity Bank of India, and 3 options: create account, login account and exit. So enter choice. So I will enter first choice and create account. Then it asks me for full name. Okay, so I will enter Prem. then it asks me for 10-digit phone number. So I will enter a phone number. So it shows invalid phone number because I have entered here 11 digits. So we have to enter only 10 digits, not more, not less. So I will enter again. Yes, then yes, it is valid now. Enter 12-digit Aadhaar number. So I will enter Aadhaar number. Yeah. Now set 4-digit PIN. So PIN type this one. Next, enter account type. So I will choose saving accounts. Then enter initial deposit. Minimum 1000 rupees. So let's try with 100 rupees first. No. So minimum deposit is 1000. Please enter again. So we have to enter money minimum, matlab at least 1000 rupees we have to enter. So I entered 10,000. Yeah. So account created successfully. Your account number is 1000. Okay. So let's create one more account also. Again I choose one option. Then this time I choose Ramesh. Then enter 10-digit phone number. Then I will enter phone number randomly. Then Aadhaar number. Yes. Then 4-digit PIN. So I set a PIN 2222. Then account type, so saving account only. Then initial deposit, so initial deposit 5000. And here account created successfully and your account number is 1001. Okay, so I'll be logging now with our first account. So enter choice, so I have to log in. So choice number 2. So enter account number. So our account number is 0000. Enter PIN. Our PIN is 1111. And then it shows account menu. Check balance, deposit money, withdraw, transfer, change PIN, account details, transaction history and logout. So first I choose check balance. Then we have to enter a PIN again. Then it shows balance 10,000. Okay, done. Then I go to for deposit. Then we have to enter PIN again. Enter deposit amount. So I want to deposit 5,000 rupees. Yeah, so deposit amount 5,000 and money deposit total balance is 15,000 now. Now I have to withdraw money 3. So enter PIN again. Withdraw money 12,000 rupees. Yeah, so now available balance is 3,000 rupees. Now I have to transfer. I want to transfer money. So fourth option. So enter recipient account number. So we enter the Ramesh account number 1001. Okay. Then enter PIN. So 1111. Enter transfer amount. So I want to transfer 2,000 rupees. Yeah. So transfer done and balance available is 1,000 rupees. Now I want to check account details. So option 6. So enter PIN. Here is account details. Account number 1000, name Prem, phone number, Aadhaar number, saving and balance. Yes. So now I want to check transaction history. So I enter choice 7. Yeah. So enter PIN again. So transaction history, account created with balance 1000, 10,000, deposited 5,000, withdraw 12,000, transfer 2,000. Okay, done. Then then finally I want to log out now. So I will choose 8 choice, return, yes. So it is on, it shows main menu, and I will exit now. So it shows thank you for visiting us. So this was a complete working of my banking system project. Thank you so much.